Once more with feeling. Once more with feeling.
Yo guys, it's 24K, and I thought I would just do a video on what I'm using to flip some of my sounds and stuff, what I'm using to chop up samples, and how I'm using it. And I'm trying to keep this as quick as I can. I've done a drill version of How About Now. Let's just run it rapid so you can hear it.
Once more with feeling.
Very cheeky, this one.
Once more with feeling.
Let's stop there. All right, cool. The reason why we're here is not to compliment me on the beat or nothing. It's to show you what I'm using. So I'm using SERATO sample. All right, so for you guys that don't know, SERATO is actually mainly on DJ equipment, but their algorithm when it comes to manipulating audio, speeding it up, slowing it down, pitching it up, pitching it down, stretching, is second to none. And it's so dope that they decided to make a separate plugin for music producers to be able to have that same algorithm, them same powerful capabilities here as a producer. So the dopest thing about SERATO is you can drag near enough any audio into SERATO, and if the transients are there and are very clear, SERATO will recognize the transients, and when you go to set slicer, it will literally find the transients for you and give you some auto chops that usually are perfect. Now in this case, when I put this sample in, the Drake How About Now sample, the transients weren't clear for the software to recognize, so I had to manually go in there and cut the parts I wanted. Now I can show you how I've done that. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna select, we're gonna delete it all so it's brand new. I use Machine, so I've got my pad here. I don't know if you can see it, but I've got the pad here to my left. So, and you can also just go through it and pick where you want, but right now I'm gonna make it smaller so you can see what's really going on. One of the biggest problems I've come across is when you're dragging in the audio and the transients are not recognized by SERATO, which can happen sometimes because there might not be a kick in there of the sample or something that doesn't stand out enough for SERATO to understand where each beat starts, type of thing. We have to manually chop it up. Now, how I do it is I get it to the start. I'm using my machine, so I don't know if you just noticed a cursor's just gone on there, but I can click and it'll create my first cursor. So that's the first cursor there, and I'm just gonna hold it and play it. So let's go. I'm going to put the second beat in, and you can manually do this as you go along. I might just do all the beats in one so you can get what I'm trying to say. So let's look. So 2, 3, and 4, and again. So I'm putting them in rough, they're not tight. You can zoom right in using here and you can really get your transients perfect. So that's how I've been lining them up. Then once they're lined up like that, you can then edit and go forth and start chopping up and putting things where you want. But that is the basic way to get your samples into SERATO and to be working super smooth.